before Africa had kings or empires, before pyramids, palaces, or even written words. There were stories, painted on stone. Deep in the caves of southern Africa, the Sand People, also known as the Bushmen, left behind a living library. Thousands of rock paintings scattered across cliffs, caves, and valleys. This is their story. The story of Africa's oldest storytellers, the San. For over 20,000 years, the Sand People have lived close to the land, following the rains, hunting antelope, and honoring the spirits of nature. But they didn't just live their stories. They painted them. On stone walls, they used red ochre, white ash, and charcoal, mixing pigments with animal fat and plant sap. Every stroke had a purpose. Every color had meaning. These paintings weren't art for beauty. They were messages to the spirits, memories of hunts, and maps of dreams. When a hunter chased an eland or a giraffe, his story would later appear on a cave wall, etched forever in time. To the San, the world was alive. Every rock, tree, and animal carried a spirit. The most sacred animal of all was the eland, a symbol of strength and connection between the human and spiritual worlds. When shamans danced in trance, they believed their spirits left their bodies, traveling into the realm of ancestors and gods. These trance journeys were painted too, figures floating, bending, half human, half animal, proof that the Sands saw art as a doorway to the unseen. It was how they prayed, how they healed, how they remembered. The San rock art stretches across the lands of South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, and Zimbabwe, painted in hidden caves and open cliffs. Each site tells a different story: a hunt, a ritual, a storm, a spirit's visit. Even though some paintings are thousands of years old, their pigments still glow under the African sun. Scientists now study them with respect. But to the San, these are not relics. They are voices of ancestors still speaking through stone. They remind us that Africa's first libraries weren't built of bricks, but of rock and spirit. Today, the Sand People still live across southern Africa, their way of life threatened by time, poverty, and change. But their art endures. It speaks of harmony between humans and nature, of respect for the earth and the unseen. When we look at those ancient paintings, we are not just looking at history. We are listening to voices on stone, voices that say, "We were here. We dreamed. We believed." Subscribe to Ancient Africa Tales to keep the voices of Africa's ancestors alive, one story at a time.